There's one thing the international presenters always ask us, does the language or is the language a problem for the young audience? I always said language would never be the problems in the show. As long as the quality and the emotion in the show is real and straightforward and touching, it could break all the language barrier. And children can get that immediately. 3 years ago, when we start this space, we would like to have a very intimate space for very, very young audience, and they can actually be part of the theater from their very early age. So our company, 3 years ago, we start a theater in Shanghai, and then a year later we start another theater in Beijing. And mainly we introduce international works from all over the world, and our audience target is from 3 to 8 years old and their families. Scotland is very, very special to the A.S.K. because the beginning of our career of the A.S.K. Started from Scotland, and I have a lot of a mentor who works in Scotland as a festival director or theatre owner or artistic director. They all encouraged me before everything started here. They said, you should start something for young audience in China. And look at what we do. 20 years ago, there was nothing in Scotland, but now we have lots of those shows, very good shows from Scotland. And Scotland becomes very famous, like a birthplace for top-notch works for young audience. I learned a lot from them, so I also receive lots of encouragement. That is why we start the A.S.K. And the first show we ever introduced to China through the A.S.K. is from Scotland, called Cloudman. One of the passion we have in the A.S.K. is not only to give young audience very best quality shows from all over the world, but also encourage the Chinese artists to do works for young audience. At the moment in China, most of the children work is very large-scale shows, and we want to let our Chinese artists know that the work you present to young audience, it could be very, very intimate. It could be very, very creative. It could be not only about stories, but also, open a very imaginary world to young audience. So we start to connect international artists with Chinese artists together and to work on some ideas and create some new ideas and then present that on stage. And also, I think we made our dream come true this year. Is we actually did an international collaboration with one of my favorite children's companies, Scotland, Catherine Wells. And it was a very beautiful collaboration between Scottish artists and Chinese artists. They spend lots of time together to know each other and make friends. And then as a result, the show itself is really, really well received by the Chinese audience. And at the moment, they're touring in different cities in China, which we are very satisfied with. We've been touring in Chengdu, Zhengzhou, Suzhou, Kuanshan, Kunming, Harbin, Qingdao, I think 20 cities already. And I found the market is not as big as the first tier city like Shanghai or Beijing, But you can still find your target audience who love this kind of shows and who love to have this lifestyle of taking their children to the theater. But although the market at the moment in the second or third tier cities are relatively very small, but I can see it's grow very, very fast. And I can see more and more parents get interested in that kind of intimate, small size theater for young audience. When they see a really, really good works, they will continue to see another one and another one. And we found lots of interesting partners in these cities. They are parents, so they understand how important it is to present those kind of shows in their city, and allow children from very early age to be able to see that quality works. When I travel, when I pick shows, firstly, most important thing is I need to see the show with my own eye and get a very direct feeling from that show if it works for the Chinese audience or not. Not only works for Chinese young audience, but also for the parents as well, because I think the space we're building is to invite children and their family together to spend a marvelous artistic time together, to see the diversity of the global environment and the global culture, and also diversity. We have shows from Brazil, we have shows from Chile, we have shows from Europe, Australia, and also you have theaters, music, dance, visual arts, installation, all kinds of arts form all combined together. So I want to trigger their imagination in the space with different, very good quality works.